For your chance to win 2 hospitality tickets for the London Derby between West Ham United and Chelsea, plus a chance to win signed memorabilia from Max Kilman and Mohamed Kudus, and with instant prizes as well, go to footballprizes.co.uk for this competition. The competition ends on the 4th of September at 7:30, and good luck. Very good evening to you. Welcome to the West Ham Voice on a Wednesday evening. I hope you're all doing well. If you're new to the channel, please do hit that like button because when you hit the like button, the algorithms go crazy on YouTube and elevates the channel further up the rankings. And if you like the content and you've yet to become a subscriber, please do become a West Ham Voice subscriber. Costs nothing to subscribe and the content is always free. Anyway, what are we talking about today? Well, I guess you've all heard that now that the transfer window's shut, we're still looking at doing some business despite the window being closed. And the main theme is looking at bringing in a fourth central defender. Now, we were speculating on Monday whether it meant that we might be looking at a striker, an attacking player as well. But it seems now that we're homing in on just getting a fourth central defender. Now, it seems pretty obvious from past reports over the past couple of days that we're determined to get that fourth defender in. And the opportunity to sign free players is still here for the moment. The desire to get a fourth centre-back into the club is beginning to seem a little odd to me, and I'll explain why. Now, many fans would argue that a fourth choice centre-back doesn't really matter. Get a fourth choice centre back in. Doesn't matter who it is, how old he is, whether he's had injuries, etc., etc. But to be quite honest with you, if we suffer the possibility of losing 2 centre backs at the same time to injuries, then that fourth centre back becomes all of a sudden quite important. And we've been here before where we've lost 2 centre backs at the same time in previous years. Now, going back to why I'm feeling a bit confused as to why we're after a fourth centre-back. When you think about it, we allowed 3 centre-backs to leave this summer. All right, I guess we kind of already know the answers to why they left. Kurt Zouma's knees are simply not up to the pace and the challenge of the Premier League anymore. Naifa Gird's ability and attitude are not what we'd kind of hoped for. And dear old Angelo Ogbonna was simply just getting too old for the task. But when we hear of the central defenders that we're being linked to on the free market, are any of them much better than maybe Ogbonna? Look, first of all, there's been no further updates on Hummels And Matip, who I reported on Monday. Apparently, West Ham United were meant to be having talks with the central defender, the ex-Liverpool defender, but nothing has materialized since then. For all we know, talks may still be ongoing. We all know about Matip's injury record. He's a decent defender when playing, but the problem being is that he has had a history of injuries throughout his career. Now, what also transpired is when he was at Liverpool, my understanding is he was on £140,000 a week. Now, I'm not saying that he'll demand that sort of money at West Ham. Well, who knows? Maybe he'd want something close to that. So not only is Matip a sort of a risk in terms of what if he just picks up another injury and could be out for a good part of the season again, his salary expectation is likely to be higher than most of the other players. And then, of course, we got Mats Hummels, who will turn 36 in December. There's no denying Hummels' experience, which is demonstrated even in the final year of his in the final season at Borussia Dortmund, where he helped the German club to finish 5th in the Bundesliga, as well as reaching the Champions League final against Real Madrid that they, when they lost in the last season. Hummels, he came through the youth ranks of Bayern Munich and has only ever really played for two clubs in his career, Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund. But there's no denying his experience and ability. Six German championships between both clubs, three German Cups, six-time Super Cup winner, and in 2014 he was a World Cup winner with Germany as well. There's absolutely no denying that he's a class centre back. But again, one has to question whether Hummels at his age will be able to cope with the pressure of the Premier League. I don't know. And a bit like Matip as well, having played for the likes of Borussia Dortmund and Bayern Munich, he's probably going to be on a hefty salary as well. Next up is a name that was added today, Koffi Djidji or Djidji, or let's call him Djidji. I'm not too sure. The French defender, who up until the end of last season was plying his trade at Italian club Torino. In fact, since his development through the Nantes youth system, the team in France, Djidji has been flitting between the French club and Torino throughout his whole career. However, in his last season at Torino, he only made 13 appearances, mainly because of picking up two completely separate injuries, one right at the start of the season and one at the end of the season as well. He missed 27 games in total. Having said that, in between, when he was fit, he was clearly considered to be a first-team starter. Of the 13 appearances he made, 8 of them were starts for Torino. Look, he's not a bad defender, if not altogether a top-level one. He's a good ball-playing defender with a good range of passing and very composed under pressure. He's versatile and can play at right back if needed as well. And he possesses good strength on the pitch too. But he is inconsistent and he is prone to injuries, especially like the ones I mentioned that he sustained last season. Now, whilst not the slowest of defenders around, he isn't exactly the fastest either. At 31, he could be one of the better options to bring to West Ham United, but we have to remember that the speed of Serie A is nothing like the speed of the Premier League, and that inexperience of fast-paced league could be crucial. Then we have the fourth name that has been linked over the past couple of days is John Egan, the ex-Sheffield United player who is also out of contract. Now, as soon as fans started to hear the name of Egan and the fact that he was at Sheffield United last season, many fans started saying, well, why would we want another defender who conceded so many goals during his time at Sheffield United in the Premier League? Well, I don't think we can blame that on Egan because he only made 6 appearances last season. He actually missed something like 40 odd games in all competitions because he picked up the one and only serious injury that he's had in his whole career. He picked up a foot injury that kept him out after those initial 6 games, kept him out for the rest of the season. Other than that, Egan has got a vast range of experience. He's played for several clubs, primarily at Championship and Premier League level. He was captain of Sheffield United. He's a Republic of Ireland international and also the captain of the Republic of Ireland team. And he's only 31 years of age. So to be quite honest with you, when you look at his experience, when you look at his record, it's maybe not such a bad addition to West Ham. He's a solid defender, a little bit old school, a bit like Craig Dawson in a way. Great aerial ability, obvious leadership skills being captain. And he's not that bad on the ball either, and a decent passing range. He's got a very good physical presence as well. And given the fact that he has got that Premier League experience, for me, of the 4 defenders that we're currently being linked to, in my mind, he would be the better option of the 4. Look, bringing in someone like Hummels, I think, is a gamble, given his age. Bringing in someone in like Joel Matip, because of his consistent or inconsistency in not being, in sustaining injuries, I think is a gamble. Bringing in Djidji from Torino, I think is a gamble because he doesn't have that Premier League experience. And when you hone it down and look at John Egan and look at his experience and look at his past record, given that he's a fourth choice, then why not bring him in? I think we're going to hear an awful lot more over the coming days. I'm sure of that. Apparently, the latest news is that Hummels. I mean, it's interesting, isn't it? Because on Monday, it was all dead certain that it was Matip that was going to be top of the list, and today, on Tuesday, there's rumours that it's Hummels that is now top of the list. And I dare say, by the time we sign one of these players, you'll find another one that's top of the list. If I was a gambling man, I'd go for Egan. I don't see why not. I think he's pretty decent, pretty solid, and given that he's fourth choice, would be a better option at the age of 31. And given that he's only had the one injury rather than consistent injuries throughout his career, I would go for him. Anyway, as I said, if you liked the content, please do hit the like button. If you've enjoyed it, please do become a subscriber of the West Ham Voice, and I'll catch up with you all very soon.